Hey, Thomas, how are you?
Jonathan, I am doing wonderful, my friend. What I'd like to talk about, because as we know, economy's getting tougher and it's getting tighter. And any businesses out there from Main Street all the way up to, the major corporations, let's talk about standard operating procedure, SOP. But the way I want to look at it and the way I want you to discuss it is considering what's coming in front of us right now and what is possibly what we see down the road, as we've always said, prepare for the worst, and at least to be ready and hope for the best. So where do you see companies on Main Street, to like that middle of the road type of companies, larger companies up to maybe 500 people? How should they be looking at their standard operating procedure?
I think first they need to make sure that they have them, right? A lot of them may not have them. They work within a manager and that manager has it, but the people on the floor don't really know what they are. So it's important to have
Sure.
those, SOPs. They
Mhm.
provide a lot of useful, important information for the whole business.
Mhm.
Consistency, right? So if you have random people that are working in your business in and out, there's no consistency. So you need to have that consistent, uh, things coming in, things going out process. So consistency is a big part of having an SOP. That you'll have that efficiency. That's a big part right now because you want to have your company be as efficient as possible. So if you don't have that, and if you're just kind of doing everything, but you're not really being as productive as you could be, you're not as efficient as you could be. So having that SOP is going to help you generate more for less, let's say.
Mhm.
Um, People are, like we talked about it a couple times, people are looking to cut things that they don't necessarily need. So that goes into quality control. So if
Mhm.
you're putting out a bad product, putting out a bad service,
Mhm.
your quality control didn't catch it. That's something that an SOP would help you go through and make sure that you have the same things that you're doing. There's a lot of different services, a lot of different products that you can skip a lot of this and then you'll put out a bad result. And those are going to be the items and services that people try and push out and save money. So
Mhm.
going back to like hiring and people that are within a company, having that accountability, right? So SOPs give you accountability. So you're able to figure
Mhm.
out who and what went on and what was the good thing and what was the problem. If you have
Mhm.
no SOP, you don't know where that fault, who the person was that you want to put the fault on or where the issue happened. So it's important to make sure that that's a part of your SOP.
You know
Uh,
what, Jonathan, you're right. And just to interject for a second, you're hitting the nail on the head. Now, when you're going from a mom and pop business on Main Street and you're getting a little bit bigger, your SOP should now be for each department that you have. The sales department should have an SOP. The customer service area should have an SOP. Even your middle management should have SOPs all the way up to the executive management, as well as any type of operations that you have going on. They should all have their own individual SOPs, but each one of those SOPs, when you start getting it down, it's like a funnel. It's going to go down into a V shape. Well, you know what? That's how the SOPs need to go, because at the bottom is the company's goal. So make sure each department that their SOPs are going to meet the bottom goal. Your thoughts on that way of looking at that, Jonathan?
I mean that's the whole point. You need to all be under the same roof, having the same goal in mind.
Mhm.
You want to do that project, that procedure the right way, and it's going to
Mhm.
benefit the company, which everyone that did that is going to be in the right. So it's going to be very important to have that. So if companies don't have it, put them together. If you have
Yes.
them, review them, make sure that they make sense, make sure that you're not skipping steps, you're not doing unnecessary steps because everything is going to be very important that you
Yeah.
constantly grow. There's a lot of people, a lot of companies I see that they they have like a surge, right? They do so well so fast,
Mhm.
and they never had the chance to set up those SOPs. And then what happens is next is that they find out they start losing money where they didn't think they should lose money. It's because they didn't have that procedure, right? So if you're a medical office and you're adding doctors, there's got to be a procedure on how you add that doctor to your firm, your practice. Are
Mhm.
you one, two, three? You have to have a process, and a lot of them don't. And um, so go through them, check them, have them, and if you don't do that, you might see that have a bad service, a bad product, then you could have done a lot better.
Yeah. You know, like you're saying, you know, you got to keep your I's dotted and your T's crossed in how you're doing this. And especially in the economic times that we're in, and, you know, they are going to get worse. So, you know, it's like the old adage, buckle up, but I'm going to tell you, strap in, because I think what's coming is going to be something we have never seen. It's going to make 2008, 9. It's going to make it look like princess time. That's the way I really feel it's coming financially. And it's going to snowball. It isn't going to happen at one time. And like I've said in the past, I think 2025 is going to be a real rough year, no matter who's in the White House. You know, so be smart business people out there. As we always use that word strategic, be strategic in what you're doing and how you're doing things. And you're going to have to micromanage, like it or not. These are the times you have to micromanage, especially when you're looking at your margins. Anyway, listen, this has been Creative Knowledge for you. We ask you to hit those thumbs up, hit that like button as we're growing this community. Have a great day. Take care.
Care, everyone.